I started rescue work in order to save the lives of domestic animals at animal control facilities. The way I started rescue work was when I learned from a local news program, that dogs were going to be euthanized at our local county animal control. As a regular citizen, I did not know that. I was alarmed, and we went and got 5 or 6 dogs, selected them to be pulled out of animal control, took them to our veterinarian to be spay-neuter, have the rest of their vaccines, got them all fixed up, and found them homes. And that was a challenge to get people to adopt that first group. But that's how we started, and then we went back, pulled another group, and on it went. On a daily basis, we first and foremost tend to the dogs, morning, noon, and night. There's never a day off. The rest of the time is spent doing a lot of administrative work. The follow-up phone calls, answering emails, it's a lot more administrative work than one would imagine. The amount of care required for each dog is extensive, and from beginning of pulling the dog from animal control to adoption, it requires much more than folks realize. It's expensive to provide initial veterinary care, to provide transportation if they're in another area, if an emergency crops up, or if they're heartworm positive, if pet sitters have to be hired to help with walking or driving, not to mention the daily feeding, walking, playtime, enrichment. It's a lot of time and energy spent to get these dogs to an adopter, and a large financial commitment. On average, without any specific emergencies, it's approximately $2,000 per dog. We find adopters from national adoption sites, national advertising sites, and once we get an inquiry for a specific animal, we send them an application, we email them, call them by phone, and we screen them through references and a Google Earth check of their home to make sure they're telling the truth about a fenced yard, etc. And we rely heavily on a veterinarian's reference to tell us whether folks are responsible pet parents. It would make the job a lot easier if folks would spay-neuter their animals and reduce the population. But sadly, the overpopulation of domestic animals has not changed in the 18 years that I've been doing rescue work. The challenges we face with rescue work, without a doubt, are the people, not the dogs. Our biggest success with Grom Rescue Ranch has been the number of domestic animals we've been able to save, and that's been somewhere between 600 and 700. Our biggest failure has been in not attracting enough qualified volunteers and funding in order to save even more lives. Our goal would be to sustain the rescue so that we can continue to rescue dogs. But sadly, it's not sustainable. I mean, there are many weeks I forego paying my own personal bills so that the dogs can have emergency veterinary care or so that they can eat. The life-work balance between rescue work is just all-consuming. Therefore, it's not sustainable to continue this work no matter how badly I want to do it. The biggest piece of advice I would give someone wanting to start a rescue organization is make certain you are well funded, because it will be 10 times more than what you anticipate. Emergencies will occur, and it's imperative that you be well funded and have like-minded volunteers to assist. So I just finished paying for yet another veterinary bill, and we have a volunteer en route to the vet's office right now with a new foster for a regularly scheduled appointment, and an emergency with a senior dog has cropped up today. So after we finish this, I have to go to the emergency room and have another unexpected expense today. So that's an example of some of the unsustainable expenses that I had referenced earlier. The veterinarians have increased their prices in recent years. They're now 3 times what they were 4 years ago. So vets, boarding facilities, transport companies, all seek to make money off rescues and these rescue dogs, sadly. So going forward, the challenges to continuing rescue work are obviously physical constraints with aging and stamina or lack thereof. Burnout is really high in this doing this work, and financial. We cannot sustain this work without financial support. And in conclusion, I would implore anyone who cares about domestic animals to support us. The best way in which to do so would be to go to our social media page, GRR, G-R-R, or Gram Rescue Ranch, G-R-A-M Rescue Ranch, or my personal page, Adelia Gram, A-D-E-L-I-A, last name Gram, G-R-A-M. And on the postings, we show several ways in which someone can donate. And we would greatly appreciate it, because without the support, it's unsustainable. And that's the sad reality of this work.